Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel Planet Build, and welcome to part 20 of Sunshine Scandinavia. Now, while this series of Sunshine Scandinavia is almost coming to an end and this park is almost completed, we still got 3 things to do. First, we're going to complete this mythic area over here. Second, we're going to add in the Western theme, which drops with the 3rd update for Planet Coaster 2 next Thursday on March 20th. And last but not least, we need to work on the volcano in the center of our park. Now, the first thing we're going to do in today's video is we're going to, and I need to zoom out for that one, we're going to work on the marketplace in front of our Mythic temple. Now, as you may have noticed, this whole area over here in the background is something that I did not showcase yet, and I also did not make a speed build of. This is just a thing that I've been working on my own time. And I mostly did that because I wanted to be ready for the March 20th update where the Western theme drops. And I did wanted to make sure that I can work with the Western theme in the Sunshine Scandinavia park immediately when the update would drop. So I just wanted to make sure that this mythic area is finished by that time the update drops. So let's just go ahead and start the speed build of our marketplace area over here, and then afterwards let's just review the area and review the things that I built in my own time over here in the backside of our mythic area. Now, like I said, I already did some things for this mythic area just to make sure that I was in time for the moment the Western theme would be added to Planet Coaster 2. And I don't know, I just sometimes like it just not making a speed build video, although I do like to make videos for you guys. But yeah, sometimes it's just relaxing to go ahead and open Planet Coaster 2 and just, you know, put some things together and see what happens. And yeah, just I think sometimes it's also good to not be uploading all the time, and just make sure that the things that I add to my park are also I don't know, also interesting enough and exciting enough. And maybe sometimes it's also good to build some things not in a speed build video, but then just showcase it in the way that I build it. So when the speed build is ready, I'm definitely going to show the things that I did so far for this mythic area, besides the first Olympic Island, because I already showcased that one in part 18 and 19. But mostly the small village over on the backside of this mythic area, which mostly functions as a station for the monorail, and also the water attraction that I added for this mythic area. And eventually this area has, or this mythic area has, 3 different sections. The first one, like I said, is the Olympic section where the dual wave coaster is. Then you got the first section over here on the left side, which you're working on right now, which will be a small harbor. And I think that also fits nicely with the ship attraction over here. And like I mostly do with all the other things that I build, is I use a lot of those pre-built buildings or the blueprint buildings, and just use them in a different way, yeah, to cover up those spaces in between. And the third section for the mythic area is the monorail station, of course, and that is the area which I covered up with all those buildings which are not functional at all, but I do believe that it's a nice backdrop behind the monorail station with all those with all those houses in those Greek houses in the background. And at first I didn't have the idea for this area to make a small harbor, but then I was scrolling through the blueprints of this mythic theme, and then I saw that I had not used a lot of those blueprints yet. So I mostly use the white blueprints with the white stones and not the stone marked wall types. So I think that just gave me enough space and enough ideas to work on this first section for the second island. And like I said, I also think the ship attraction in this one, the swinging ship, does fit the best in this team. You can maybe also fit it in the Viking team as well, but the Viking area in the Sunshine Scandinavia park was already full, so I think this is a nice attraction over on this side, also near the water. I also was having a lot of fun with the natural pathing. I had some struggles with the natural pathing in the first section of the Mythic area, but then eventually I used some terrain tools to paint the terrain a little bit darker than just the plain gravel type of terrain style that is in the game, and I think that just adds a little bit detail to this, to the color of the natural pathing. I do need to say that I cannot wait for the Western team to drop for Planet Coaster 2. I think I go to a lot of theme parks, and I usually say to my friends and to my partner, like, the themes that I love the most in a theme park are the Western theme or the pirate style theme. So I'm quite happy with the Western team being added to Planet Coaster 2, and I can't wait to see what kind of pieces there are in the game. And also, I do like to play a lot of with the foliage in my park. So I'm also quite curious what type of foliage there would be in the Western pack. Although there's not that much foliage in the Western area, I'm still quite curious to see what they're going to add for that one. And I do need to say that I think the Mythic theme was my least favorite theme in this game so far. But now that I used it a lot and created a whole section with these pieces, and I also need to say that this area, I think I only used Mythic pieces in this area. So there are no Viking pieces, no Aqua pieces. They're just all Mythic pieces in this area. It's just quite easy just to hit Mythic or search up those Mythic teams in the scenery bar, just to, and I think that just provides me enough scenery to work on this area. And like I said earlier, I'm just using a lot of the same buildings, but just in a different way. And I also believe that the Mythic team in this case provides is a nice theming to provide a nice natural looking marketplace idea, and that's just something that I wanted for this area, to not have that many shops in this area, but I wanted to make all those shops and facilities blend in with those buildings, and also make sure that those buildings provided enough seating for the guests. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, this Sunshine Scandinavia series is almost coming to an end. And I started this in the beginning of Planet Coaster 2, and that was the beginning of November. So we're roughly 4 months underway right now. And I think we still got 1 more month to go before this park is actually complete. I do need to say that I did some things offline just to make sure that this park is ready for public. Mostly when you create such a large area like this, you sometimes just forget to delete a pathway underneath the structure, or just forget to add some benches or some bins or stuff like that, or make sure that there are enough toilets and staff buildings and all those things. So when I got some spare time on my own, sometimes it's just 30 minutes. I take those 30 minutes just to make sure that everything in this park is correct and placed nicely, and that there are no errors in this section. And just to make sure that when we will be adding in the Western team, but also the completion of the centerpiece, that this park is already would be ready for opening as soon as possible. And maybe I can combine the opening of Sunshine Scandinavia with my 1-year anniversary as a YouTuber, because I started this channel back on, and I do need to verify this, but I do need to check this, but I thought it was on the 18th of April last year, 2024. So it will be a nice goal to make sure that this park will be ready to open to public on April 18th, and that's exactly a month from now. So still a lot of things to do. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to make it, but I do need to say that I'm working on some small things offline just to make sure that this park is ready to open as soon as possible. You know, each 30 minutes or 1 hour that I got in my spare time, I'm using on making sure that this park is highly detailed and everything is finished and everything is placed correct, working correct. And you know, there's sometimes you just miss when you make a large area like this, you miss out on some things. Just, you know, sometimes you miss the placement of some benches, some bins. I need to make sure that there are enough toilets in this park, enough staff buildings, but also make sure that there are no walkways underneath any scenery pieces. So yeah, I think I could spend about 4 or 5 hours just making sure that this whole park is finished for opening or ready for opening, just to get those minor errors out of this park. Now, just to make sure that these two small areas in front of the bridge, or the one area in front of the bridge, but also the small area over in front of our Mythic temple in the stairs, in front of the stairs, I need to make sure that those areas are covered as well. So therefore I added this fountain with the horse statue, and there also will be a small statue in front of the the bridge over here, because otherwise it would just be one big open space, and I don't want to have that many open spaces in my park. I always try to figure out a way to cover them, but in this case I didn't want to add that much trees in my park, or in this Mythic area. So therefore I added in those statues instead of adding more trees or foliage. Now this speed build is almost coming to an end. When this speed build will come to an end, we're definitely going to showcase, or I will definitely going to showcase the attraction, the water attraction in this park, but also the backdrop with the buildings on the monorail station, and all the other things that I added in for this section as well. So be sure to stay tuned for that one. And I'm also going to do the ride POV of our water attraction in the back. And I also need to say that I made some custom billboards as entrances for our attractions. And so with those last pieces being placed, this area should be finished, and that also completes our Mythic area for Sunshine Scandinavia. Now, like I said in the speed build part of our video, there's always room for improvement, and there's always room for improvement in this section as well. Maybe in the future I'm going to add a little bit more detail, but for now I'm quite happy with this one. Let's just go ahead and see what we did for this area and this Mythic section in Sunshine Scandinavia. So we got the orange and blue wave coaster on the right side. They're dueling inside our Colosseum. We placed the overpower attraction, which I renamed to Apollo Art and Around. And the main reason for that one is that I'm using a lot of custom billboards with some pictures to mark the entrances for our attractions. And in this case, I downloaded a Google image. I made it in the entrance sign for the Apollo Art and Around attraction. Then on the left island, we got the small village where you first enter before you can head up to the metro station on the monorail station on the right side, or the Mythic temple with our river rapids attraction in it. On the right side, you got what I renamed to White Harbor trading attraction, also with its custom sign over on this side. And I also installed some wait time signs. They're actually not functional, but I do believe it adds more detail to this area as well. And I also think that the swinging ship attraction fits perfectly with this small village over here. Now on the right side, we got the monorail station. And I never believed that I would be adding so much scenery for just a monorail station. But the scenery over here also has a function, and I think that function is that this just gives a nice backdrop to the Mythic area. It also has some nice height differences in it, and yeah, I do believe those buildings on top of the rocks are just similar to those in many Greek villages. So I do believe that this is a nice backdrop for our Mythic area. Now, like I said, I use a lot of natural pathing in this area, so every pathing that you do see is able to or is walkable for the guests. The only things that are not walkable are these walkways up here, these stairs, and those are just for scenery, except for this one over here, because this one functions for the entrance and exit for our monorail station. Now let's just go ahead and see how the monorail station queue looks like. Because I just added in some detail to the queue for the monorail station as well. And I had to work with so many different heights, so I did try to cover up all those areas with those rocks. Now this is still the walkway up to the entrance and exit for the monorail station. So you got on the left side you got the exit, and on the right side you got the entrance. And this brings you up to a small section in between that village before you head up to the queue for the monorail station. And that's a perfect timing because it arrives just at the moment we're getting on top of this entrance. So you've got a nice view of the village over here. Once you would exit the monorail station, it will bring you back down to the main building again, where you had to choose right or left for the entrance or exit. And that is it for our queue of the monorail station. Like I said, I never thought of building such a huge monorail station, but it has some functions as well, mostly for scenery. Now just one last thing remaining, and that is our river rapids attraction, and I renamed this one to the Lair of Medusa. 25-minute wait. And before we're going to do the ride POV, I am going to say that I do want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am to complete this park and see what this park has to offer when it would be finished. The Western team will be added next, so stay tuned for that video. And yeah, like I said, I want to thank you guys for now. I'm going to do the ride POV in the last section of the video, and we're also going to walk the queue as well. So thank you, hope to see you guys very soon, and stay safe. Bye bye.